So what were the comics that I picked up this week? Stay tuned to find out. Thanks for sticking around. I'm Mark from the Chumpcast, and it is May 5th, a Wednesday. You know what that means. It's New Comic Book Day. As usual, before we get started, if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and click that subscribe button down below, smash that like button, and hit that notification bell. Get updates whenever I post new comic book pick videos just like this. And if you're new to these videos, thank you for watching. Just a little bit of background. These are my picks. These are not reviews. I have not read these books yet. I'm literally just going to my shop today on Wednesday. I'm coming back here and showing you guys what books I picked and the reasoning behind that. Honestly, I just don't have the time to sit down, read these, edit a video, and get it out on Wednesday. That would be really hard for me to do. And I know a lot of you guys are like me and get to the shop on Wednesday or first thing Thursday. So the thought is show you the new books that I purchased. It could be for a number of reasons: a cool cover, a great ongoing story. Maybe I just like the artist, the writer, who knows? But hopefully these videos help you make those decisions when you get to your LCS as to what books you want to buy. Enough talking, let's get into my picks for the week. So first up for indie titles is by Bad Idea Publishing. This is Whalesville and Rocks and Minerals. Matt Kindt is the writer on this title, and he's also doing another book for Bad Idea Publishing. And that book is ENIAC, and ENIAC blew up when it released. Giving you a little bit of background, this book is actually for all ages. It's not like ENIAC for mature readers. That book, yeah, I wouldn't give that to your 10-year-old son or daughter. So this is two stories. It actually started as just Whalesville. It was an idea Matt Kindt has had for quite some time, and he wanted to put it on paper. And eventually it became another story, which is incorporated in this book right here. This is pretty thick. It's about 70 pages or so. So you're going to get two stories. It's a $10 price tag to purchase this, but it is a one-shot, so it's not like I feel like I need to pick this up every week. It's going to be a one and done for me. Hopefully it's a great story. I think Matt Kindt is an amazing writer. I love a lot of the stuff he's done recently, so this was a no-brainer for me. All right, next up from Image Comics is Nocterra number 3. This is being written by Scott Snyder, and art is by one of my favorite artists, not just for Batman, for all things Tony S. Daniels. My God, is this good. This could turn into anything. This can turn into, a really long ongoing series. This could turn into a movie. This could turn into a series on HBO Max, on Netflix. This needs to be picked up and put into different forms of media, in my opinion. I love this story. I think Scott Snyder knocked it out of the park so far. I'm just really looking forward to seeing where this one goes. I would say if there are 5 books you should be picking up right now, not just indie titles, books in general, comic books in general, Nocterra needs to be on that list. Forgot to mention what cover that was. That was cover A. You might want to keep an eye out for this one too. This is cover A, black and white. A lot of the times they do like these sketch black and white variants. I think this is a 1 in 10, but I just found it in the pile when I went to my shop. It was at the normal cover price. It wasn't marked up. So maybe your shop's doing the same thing. Keep an eye out for this. You might want to just pick it up to have it. It's a nice looking cover. And if you're looking for a little bit of resale value, this might interest you. Next up for indie titles is The Good Asian number 1. This is a new series coming from Image Comics. And the story is coming from the writer that did Infidel, which is another popular Image comic that was released. I believe that whole series wrapped up. I have not read it, but I knew when this book was coming out that, yeah, this is a critically acclaimed writer doing this. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce the name here. I'm just going to butcher it. Take a look at this book, see if it interests you. It's a noir story centered around this Asian detective. There's a crime in Chinatown, and I'm sure you're going to get a deeper look into the Chinese culture during that era and kind of what happened during that time. And one other thing I loved about this first issue is this B cover here that we're getting from Sana Takeda. I think I'm saying that right, Sana Takeda. She is most notable for Monstrous, and I think now that I've said that, if you're familiar with that title, you can kind of piece that together. She has a very unique style, and yeah, I love this cover here. If you love detective, crime stories, things like that, and if you're looking for a new series, this should definitely be on your radar. All right, last one up for our indie titles is from Boom Studios. This is Eve number 1. This is being written by Victor Lavelle. Art is done by Joe Mi-gyong and Brittany Peer. This is cover A that I'm holding, and looking at this, you can get the sense that there is some dystopian, post-apocalyptic scenario going on. And in this premiere issue, we see that the ice caps actually have all melted and released some kind of toxin, which has obviously affected Earth and has wiped out a good amount of the population. We have Eve here, which we'll get a look into why Eve is a survivor, and she's traveling across the world, I believe, to save her father. So good adventure, dramatic story, I think that we're going to get here. I don't know if this is a living teddy bear. I hope it is. I hope it's not just her imagination, but I do think this story is just going to be based on reality, so I doubt they're going to, have a living teddy bear venturing side by side with this Eve character. Probably just her imagination. We'll find out, though. This is another new series that I'm definitely excited for, and I think you guys should be too. All right, on to Marvel, and this was a big one this week. We have Heroes Reborn #1. Doesn't say that on this cover here because this is a Stormbreakers cover, and if you are into all the Marvel comics, you know that they do a lot of these variants done by Joshua Cassara. Heroes Reborn is being written by Jason Aaron, and art is by Ed McGuinness. God, that's a great matchup there. Great team up. And first, wanted to just mention this cover because this is freaking awesome. We have Blade here, one of my favorite Marvel characters, and fending off, I don't know, what villain is that? Shows you what knowledge I have. If you know what villain that is or what character that is, here I'll do a little close-up. Leave a comment down below. Actually, if you can't make it out, don't worry, because you know what? This is my cover of the week. There, you got a better look. Tell me what character that is. I feel like I should know that. Is this a new character? And the reason I say that is because there are a bunch of new characters showing up in this. Bunch of new villains. We get the reappearance of the Squadron Supreme, and I think there's going to be more characters that come onto that team that we haven't seen before. And reasoning for all these new characters is because Heroes Reborn is about heroes being reborn. What if Tony Stark never made the Iron Man suit? What if Thor just became a huge alcoholic? What if Captain America was never found frozen in that ice? So instead of the Avengers, we have the Squadron Supreme protecting Earth. And with that, we get a bunch of new villains that are going to be showing up in this book. So this week, this might be the most, sought after issue. And there are a lot of variants. There's this Joshua Cassara variant, but there's also another 20 or so variants out there that you can choose from. So it's kind of up to you. I just love this cover. Looking at it and thinking about where this whole storyline could lead to gets me even more excited. So new characters, there's going to be a lot of speculation on this. If any of these new characters or new villains pop up in a movie or one of Disney Plus's shows down the road, this first issue is probably going to shoot up in value. But I don't really care about the speculation behind this because I think if you're just looking to read the book and have a good time, this definitely has that for you. And with getting that issue of #1 of Heroes Reborn from Marvel, you're also going to be getting these trading cards. Let me focus in on them. So we have Hyperion there. I'm going to actually open up this pack and show you guys what is in here. All right, let's see if I can focus on there. So there's Hyperion. There's Thor. Oh, that's the character that was on the cover, Dr. Spectrum. I don't even know who that character is, and that is probably a shitty thing for me to say. Give me some background on that character, because, yeah, I'm just not as familiar. Blade, hell yeah, badass. Mephisto looks awfully like Wonder Woman, I must say. Who came first, Wonder Woman or Power Princess? Let me know that too if you know. Nighthawk, amazing. Captain America, Blur. And this is just the Heroes Reborn. This is cover A that you would get. Really cool. Gives you some background as to what's going on with the story. All these cards also have some stats. See there. Nice. Good little ad. Little marketing tool. I can't wait to read this title. Should be fun. All right, next up for Marvel, and this was another big one, is Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters Alpha #1. This is one of the variant covers. There's a shit ton. But I think this is based on cover B. What I mean by that is cover B actually has Boba Fett's suit more of like the actual Boba Fett colors. This has that red hue to it. and I guess they just did a one-off variant for that. I thought it was cool enough to grab. I don't know if there's anything special with it, if it's like a 1 in 5, 1 in 10, whatever, but they're calling this, I think, like the Cover B Crimson variant. But Cover B looks just like this with this full color outfit here. Marvel is dropping a lot of covers for this, so you might be a little bit overwhelmed going into your store. Just pick the one you like. As for the story, this is centered around Boba Fett, and Boba Fett, I guess, lands Han Solo. He is able to capture Han Solo frozen in that carbonite, and he's bringing him back to Jabba the Hutt. Of course, along the way, there's going to be things that happen that prevent him and steer him in different ways, and I'm sure there's going to be side quests and good things like that come from Star Wars. So I'm going to give this one a shot, and honestly, I wasn't sure if I wanted to pick this one up because Star Wars has been putting out a lot of good comic books lately, but this is really nothing new, and they have a lot of these miniseries and tie-in series, that's happening within the comic books for Star Wars right now, and yeah, it's just they're not doing anything new in my opinion with this, so I'm going to give it a shot. Who knows, there could be new characters that pop up, and I could be completely wrong, and it could be a great story. So it's kind of up to you. If you're a big Star Wars fan and you were celebrating May the 4th yesterday, I'm sure you're going to end up grabbing this no matter what I say. New Star Wars book. Neat. Okay, last up for Marvel is X-Men Curse of the Man-Thing. This is number 1, but I didn't know this before buying this. This is actually tying into the Man-Thing series that just wrapped up for Marvel. So this is, I think, the follow-up issue to that. So I should probably go ahead and read that before I get into X-Men Curse of the Man-Thing, this book right here. Just so you guys know, because I'm an idiot. And yeah, so make sure you read Curse of the Man-Thing before you get into this one. Okay, on to DC. And to wrap up the video here, I have 3 books left. First one up for DC is Suicide Squad number 3. And I actually put on my speculation hat when I bought this at my LCS. Reason for that is we're getting a crossover with the Suicide Squad characters and the Teen Titan Academy characters. Very cool. What also, though, grabbed my attention is this cover. Not because I think it's amazing, it does look nice, but this is Bolt. And this is the first cover appearance of Bolt in costume. More background on this character. Bolt is essentially the new Flash of the Justice Squad. The Justice Squad was first revealed in all the Future State books that released. Could be a character that sticks around for a long time, or could be a character that wraps up in, 5, 6 more issues. Who knows? But it's a first cover appearance. For that reason, I kind of just wanted to have it in my collection. Your call. All right, and for my gamers, we have Batman Fortnite 0 Point number 2. Yes, this is another crossover, and this time it's a crossover with Batman and Fortnite, if you didn't get that already. Let's see what we got here. And I actually have yet to read issue number 1. So yeah, Batman ends up in the Fortnite world, and I think he's like respawns and all that good stuff, which is a neat little Edge of Tomorrow type scenario, which I'm down for. So I'm actually going to pick up issue number 1, which I did not, and plan on reading it. Hold on, wait a minute. I don't know why they packaged it, but this is the cover you get, I guess. I had no idea. I thought this was just like the cover of the cover. But no, this is what you get. Is there a reason why? I guess it's just how it comes. Maybe it's just how they're distributing it. I don't know if this is going to end up in like Walmart's or whatever it may be. Cool looking book, cool concept if you're into gaming, if you're into Fortnite. And what better DC character to have in the Fortnite universe than the man himself, Batman. Just shredding through teddy bears and people dressed up as bananas. What more could you ask for? All right, last one up, and I promise I'll be quick with this one because you should already be reading this if you're not. James Tynion continuing his run of Batman. Batman 108 dropped this week. This is the variant B cover by Artgerm, and it's featuring, yes, a new full appearance that we're getting in this issue, Miracle Molly. And reading a lot of the reviews online already, a lot of people do like this character. It's not just a punchline. It's not one of those, I guess. Miracle Molly, I guess, is going to find different ways to go head-to-head with Batman in, different fashion than what we're used to seeing from Joker and Punchline, where it's all just brawling. And I'm curious to see how this character is going to play out. I don't know if it's too soon to bring in another character like this after we just had Punchline. I don't know if James Tynion is, just throwing everything at us and seeing what's going to stick, what people like? Is this a hint that Punchline may be no more? Or is this just going to fuel a bigger, broader world within Gotham City and the characters that we see in the years to come? Who knows? It's a cool looking character. Looking at this, obviously, kind of has that cyberpunk feel to it. I really love like all the neon that's going on with her in this. In my opinion, I like it. But I'm going to have to read this issue and see for myself. All right, you guys, well, that wraps it up. I want to thank you for sticking around for the full video if you're still here with me. Please go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Let me know what books you plan on picking up this week, what you already picked up if you're watching this after you just went to your LCS. I want to hear from you. What titles do you think I maybe missed out on this week? What were the same? Leave a comment. And I'm sure you knew this was coming, but before you go, please hit that subscribe button down below, smash that like button, hit that notification bell so you can get updates whenever I post new comic book pick videos, which I drop every week, or at least try to help you guys make some decisions before you get into your LCS and buy your books for the week. That's all I got. I got a lot of reading to catch up on. So until next time, Chumps out.